is your 2020 champion, Wayne Maxwell, for the second time in his career.
Edinburgh Award for 2020.
The Superbikes are back, 2+4 here in Darwin, and we're racing. And have a go at the start from Wayne Maxwell. He's out by 5 or 6 bike lengths already. The Boost Mobile K-Tech Ducati stretching its legs down this front straight. This is what 300 kilometres per hour looks like on 2 wheels.
The 2021 ASBK season's been it was a bit of a rough start, to be honest. We struggled through early testing, and you know, we struggled at Winton at the first round, and then to come out and win one race and then be able to win the overall was pretty special for us. And then, you know, we dug in hard because we knew that Wakefield was going to be a massive challenge, and to go to Wakefield and be able to you know, do the fastest ever lap, qualifying pole, and yeah, come away with the result we did was awesome for us in the championship. And then yeah, rolling on to Darwin. It was a fantastic event in Darwin. Like, we raced with the V8s there, and to, you know, do that, it's been such a dream, really. Like, we haven't raced with the V8s for a while, and I know so many people in the paddock and the atmosphere, and yeah, so that was another great meeting for us. It was to be honest, it's been a really tough start for us because of the way lockdown and stuff works, with the team being in Sydney, me being in Melbourne. Adrian not being able to come to all the tests and bits and pieces because of lockdown, so it's been a tough start. But yeah, let's hope we can finish it off. It's a little bit of everything. Like, I can improve still. I'm still not you know, getting it perfect. And to get the last, it's not the lap time, but to get the consistency out of the bike, you really have to have that one-on-one communication with the head technician. The bike's prepared immaculately by McMartin Racing. Obviously, Craig does a fantastic job, and all the members that could be in at the events were good. But not having Adrian there, who's a key component, it was just enough maybe that you know, we missed a few things that we should have. Didn't quite dot the I's and cross the T's, but still a fantastic job. Well, such unknown. I mean, it's probably the break will be definitely helping Troy get to recovery, and you know, we all want to see him back on a bike, and you know, that's the main thing. And then him healthy, I want to see him ride his push bike, because I know that's going to make him nearly as happy as riding a motorbike. But you know, BMW have got a new bike, and Allen, you know, Glenn Allen seems to be getting fitter and better and stronger. So I think big challenge will come from him, and obviously you know, that's championship wise. I think we would have to make a pretty big mistake to, you know, with the way the calendar seems to be shaping, to let it slip away at the moment. Yeah, and obviously Ollie was good in Darwin, and you know, Mike. There's so many guys that are going to be quite good. So, but yeah, I try not to sort of worry. I know if we're on our game and we get it right, that you know, there's not really many people that are going to challenge us. I mean, it's so difficult. It would definitely be fantastic. I'd be like stoked to win it. You know, disappointed that we haven't been able to do a lot of races, but you know, we all knew the season and what the possibilities were going to happen. You know, McMartin Racing us, we've set ourselves up with you know, we knew that from the start. We're like, we've got to win races, maximum points, because we could go into lockdown at any point and not be able to complete it. So yeah, we put ourselves in that position, and yeah, here we are. It's pretty special. I mean, when I embarked, you know, at the 2020 with this stuff, it was a different sort of challenge. I'd ridden for all the factory teams, and you know, I'd ridden for some small privateer ones, but the feeling in our team and the people, it's so special. You know, everyone plays their role and understands that everyone's role is equal. But for me personally, to win again, I mean, it'd be a fantastic way to finish up. And yeah, we'll just see. Hopefully, yeah, I just want to race and ride my Ducati again. I mean, I guess it starts with a family. Like, it comes from a family that you know, Troy has given our sport like so much, really. You know, they're so down to earth. There's no arrogance. He's like 3-time world champion. You know, like he's like, you know, he's a god, really. And so there's no arrogance. and I see Ollie as a mini him and Kim, and they never walk past and don't say g'day. I mean, I'm sure they hate like losing as we all, none of us like losing, but you know, the future is what it's about. And obviously, I spend a fair bit of time with young guys with the O'Varley thing and stuff. So I see what they're about more, and maybe I understand them. Maybe a couple of years ago, I would have been maybe a bit upset, but in my current position, I was stoked for him. I've known like Ollie since he was a little bit younger, and really got to know him probably more now that he's in my category. And it's fantastic to see. And as I've always said, it's the other young guys need to you know, step up and take on the challenge. Oh, I don't know. We're having all sorts of thoughts now. It depends. I could probably do one more race. I would definitely retire, but I don't really know, to be honest. No, I definitely at this stage it hasn't changed. I'm definitely finishing up in at the end of the year. Yeah, but you know, it's like it'd be such a you know, disappointing note to go out on and not yeah, not be able to race again and not be able to have a you know, celebration with all my you know, all my competitors. I mean, it's Craig's team, so I would just like to come in and support. Like, he runs such a fantastic operation, just to spread the load, to make it, you know, to be able to do the other roles that need to be done, like the dealing with some of the sponsors and, you know, making it so we can try to lift our sport to the next level. In an ideal scenario, obviously, you know, if you're, I said it sort of, if you're a team manager and you're not looking at, you know, my main competitor, Troy, you're not really doing your job right. So I feel that he's the number one guy. Obviously, there's so much uncertainty that's surrounding him at the moment. But I've known Troy since I think I was 10 or something. So I've known him a long, long time, and I know what he's about. And I think at this stage, one rider, you do a better job with one rider, but possibly could run a support satellite bike off that. And because now the way the way the bikes are with data, if you can, you know, we've got a lot of good data, and if we could share that to help some of the other people in the category improve and show them like that, and let some of them see how, you know, the best team in the paddock operates, they'll be able to see us, and yeah, that'll make it better. I mean, there's a lot of young guys now. We're seeing like 11 and 12-year-olds that are like, you know, coming to, you know, then they turn to 13, they come into 300 class and go from there. There's a few, like in the 300 super sport, obviously Carter Thompson's, you know, he's very, very good. He's a great size. He's a super fast rider. He's going quite good. You know, and his attitude is pretty good. Some of the other guys are, you know, pretty cocky. And when I talk to some of the young guys and I say, you know, good job, or what happened, they're always an excuse, or they're always straight out the excuse book. And to me, that's not what I'm asking. I didn't ask for an excuse. I asked what, you know what I mean? So you sort of see, so that's disappointing. Or they whinge about, say, oh, such and such is small, it's, you know, you're never going to beat him. And I'm like, well, you work on the things you can control. So, but yeah, Carter's really good. Obviously, you know, you see at Wakefield, Ben Baker was quite good. There's been plenty of other guys. Max Stouffer, he comes from a good pedigree in the 600s. Brock Pearson's been going good. We know, you know, Tom Edwards. There's plenty of guys, I think, with the right opportunity and stuff that can really potentially shine. But yeah, I like all the young kids, because once I can still remember when that was me, and you know, wasn't that long ago. I'm unsure, undecided. There's been a number of people show their interest, but still, I said it's not really up to me. It's Craig's team. He has the final say, but I'll get to have a little bit of input along with the rest of the team members. It's going to be a decision, and because we all have to put up with whoever it is. So we'll wait and see what happens in 20. Yeah, we don't know yet. Let's just try to get 2021 sort of half finished, eh? Most challenging corner. I guess the one that corner that can probably suck in is very easy to make a. I don't really know. Probably like to get right lap after lap. I'd say the fish hook at like at Goulburn, the middle part there, that's pretty difficult to get right lap after lap. So to be very consistent there. So I'd say that's probably one of the most challenging corners I find on the calendar. I would probably describe it as you know, exceeded my expectation. Yeah, you know, it definitely has. I never thought as a kid growing up, you know, driving to the race with my dad and stuff that I would be able to get to this, but I've had so much help from so many different people that probably don't even know that they've helped me, that have influenced me, and yeah, I've been really lucky. So yeah, probably yeah, exceeded my expectations would be one few words to describe it. Oh, I wouldn't be able to remember it if it was a good one, would I? So I don't really know. I've had a few race seasons, so I've had a few after parties, but Darwin's always a pretty special after party. So I'd say it would have to be Darwin. I'm not sure which of the years. There's not that many. Yeah, I don't know. I might have to have a have a reconsider. But we'll just see. If we get to race one more time this year, well, yeah, maybe not. Yeah, I would love to. I still love racing and stuff, but I just want to be. I don't want to be on the slippery slope. I want to be winning races and competitive. So I said I would stop when that happens, and maybe it's not ready to happen. But no, look, nah. At this stage, I'm stopping. That's it. Everyone's trying to twist my arm. To be honest, it's difficult. It's difficult. It's a massive challenge in our operation to get it to work. It's more of a challenge than people think that everyone has to contribute. You know, for me, without blowing my own trumpet, I'd only not just ride the bike. I have to, you know, I've come in, I spend a lot of time setting up the pit box, making sure the signage is right, or their sponsors, or their tickets at the gate. And, you know, because I know that I don't want to distract Craig and those guys because the bike needs to be perfect. So I try to take on too much. So that's part of the reason, because eventually if I keep doing that, I'm going to have there's going to be a mistake made and I'm either going to get hurt or, you know, and that's not what I want. Yeah, so I don't take my leg off the foot peg, so because I use the rear brake. The reason for the leg off foot peg is, as like, you know, in my experience, is to put more weight over the back of the bike. So you deem that lower the center of gravity, put more weight over the bike, over the back of the bike, then you can brake sort of harder. And yeah, in my experience, that's what yeah, what it's for. I'm flat out getting around the racetrack. I don't need to take my feet off. I just need to have all control at one point. Yeah, I miss Matt, man. Matt, man. I spoke to him the other day. One of my good mates had started off in my early days in the journey. He was there. I met him when I was riding for Kawasaki. I think he did work experience before I was riding for Kawasaki. Then each year he'd come back when we were at Phillip Island. Then he became really good mates, and yeah, moved to Sydney to live with me for a while. And yeah, he's one of the rippers, so he's good. I mean, you know, obviously the current bike, the V4. So I was lucky enough that Suzuki, back in 2013 when I finished with them and they stopped racing, that they gave me my championship bike. So I had my 2013 bike. I just need a big enough lounge room and approval from the wife to be able to put it there. So I'd be more of a man cave than the lounge room, I'd say. And obviously the Ducati, like the V4R is a fantastic motorbike. It's, you know, to look at, it's like, it's sexy, it's well designed. You know, I don't know, you'd be starting it up that often if it was sitting in your lounge room, but it sounds unbelievable. And yeah, it's that bike that I think, you know, some race bikes think, I've got to ride this heap of shit again. Sorry, my French, but the Ducati, I'm like, when can I ride this? When can I have another go on this bike? Someone will always step up and fill their shoes. Don't worry about that. There's plenty of people eager and keen. It's just need an opportunity. I've been very fortunate, really. So I've had a great bunch of supporters that have contributed and invested in me. So I wouldn't say financially. I've always been lucky enough to be paid to race. I would have to ask my parents from when I was younger, but I didn't come from any money, so they probably didn't have any money to spend, to be honest with you. So yeah, we used to drive around an old green ex-army van to the races, and yeah, I've had so many people that have helped me out and seen more potential in me than maybe I've seen in myself. So very, very lucky. No, I don't see myself as a legend. I'm just a guy who loves motorbikes like everyone else, and I can maybe just ride them faster than your average person, but I'm just a normal guy who loves a beer on a Sunday and a Saturday. Very good question. You would have to go all the way back and ask Honda that, but not that I remember. Like someone would definitely know. They used to record all the VIN numbers and engine numbers. So yeah, if that was sold to you as my bike, I would say potentially you were, yeah, probably about right. It was either mine or Jamie Stouffer's been 2011. Probably like I do most days, work on the tools, doing a bit of building bits and pieces, but honestly couldn't imagine a life around without motorbikes. So they've been in my life since I was born, and yeah, hopefully be there to the day I die. Yeah, I've actually it's been good for me for the family time, to be honest. So I have my days where I do miss it, but family time and catching up all the jobs I put off, like, because pretty much 2 weeks before or 3 weeks before race, I stopped thinking about anything else but racing and getting ready and making sure everything's good. And then 2 weeks after it, I spend recovering these days. So it's I lose a fair bit of time from racing. So I've sort of enjoyed being able to get some other jobs done around the house. I know my wife's probably happy about that part. Um, I've never really had that thought. Crashing has never really bothered me. I've never had a, like, touch wood, like I've had some really fast crashes, but never, like, I've always got up and sort of walked away. So and the times that I was knocked out, well, I don't really know what was happening, so I haven't really been affected by it. So yeah, so it's yeah, luckily, hopefully I can get by and never have to experience that. It becomes pretty normal when you're traveling around. It's pretty normal. So that's the scary part. You get in the rent a car and you leave the track and you're doing 60. You feel like you could get out and run faster. But yeah, it's plenty of years of practice and building up through the categories. You just don't start off doing 300. You start off doing 100. Then each category you come through, and each bike's 50 kilometers an hour faster, basically. I don't know if I could. That's why I never go. The locals are pretty fast. Jed Metro and the likes there are rockets around there, so I don't really want to go. Otherwise, I'd have to. If I made that comment, I'd have to eat my words. I don't really say too much. I really like the look of Magello. Like it's undulating. It looks. I'd really wish I'd had ridden Magello. So yeah, I really that's one of the tracks that go there. It always seems to have atmosphere, and the layout is amazing, and obviously the speed is unbelievable. Hopefully very soon. You would have to ask our fearless leader Dan when we can hit the track again. But at this stage, we've just received another shipment of the new model, the GP2 12-inch ones. Some of the new category for the Mini World Series GP. So some bikes there, and yeah, so exciting time. So yeah, hopefully very soon we can have a good off season and summer riding around on Ovalis.